Yes, I'm making this video to actually explain the situation. I think it's going to be much easier. Basically, there was this gentleman who stayed in Six Scullick Road in a room in Six Scullick Road since I think December 2018 up until June, the end of June. Then he just left. Some of his stuff was there. He left the premises in a mess in terms of he smoked in the premises, setting the fire alarm off because it's got a smoke detector, and we had to disable the smoke detector. He left loads of rubbish in there. Also, rotting food left there, and he also, what do you call it? He left an iron board on an iron that was on the iron board, and it was in a state that was undescribable. But anyway, that's not the problem. While I was away, I've demanded for his rent back because he never paid rent since February. They said they would have actually paid in September. And meanwhile, because it wasn't there, I started issuing what do you call it, the abandonment notices. Issued, I think it was 6, space 2 weeks in between. 2, 3, yeah, six, four, I think 4 or 6, something of the sort. So over the space of 3 months, obviously never received anything. And meanwhile, in order to be safe, also I issued through the door a Section 8 with for late payments over 5 months. And then the court hearing was on the 14th of this month, and I haven't got any tenancy agreement or any agreement of the sort, any lodger's agreement. I've got nothing. I'm actually residing at this premises. So I'm residing at this premises. But anyway, the judge said that at the hearings, well, he was not there anyway. They couldn't actually issue anything, any eviction orders, because I didn't have, number one, the agreement, any rent details, which I don't understand. Maybe a rent schedule or something, which I don't know what it is. And I didn't present the Section 8, which I served. So he said that he would adjourn the case. Now, he sent me a message on pretty much the same day, said that he would clear all the arrears. So I don't actually believe him for a second, because we were talking about £2,500. I tried to make a deal with him for him to actually leave and let us be, and then he can actually, if you let us be, then you can actually use the £2,500 to rent somewhere else. I don't care about that, but just let us be. And it doesn't seem to. It says that he wants to pay. I don't believe in a second that he's going to pay at any point. If he, it's never gonna pay, because I know the type of guy. So obviously, the premises that the room he used to rent has been let out. There's not rooms available in this HMO, because there's an HMO that he used to rent where I'm actually staying, and I cannot accommodate him anyway. And he says that it's going to be back on Saturday this week, and so I can accommodate him maybe in Lincoln. Lincoln is only 1 hour by train from here. On a temporary accommodation basis, as a lounge, you can actually stay there. But basically, I'd like a way forward, because I'd like to minimise. I mean, it's a grey area I'm in, so I wouldn't like this to go into illegal eviction thing, because this guy is very unreasonable, and it's not somebody who. I mean, it's just a classic nightmare tenant or nightmare lodger, whatever you want to call him, and I just don't want to get the liable for any compensation or whatnot. So I'd like to get legal advice, and then if I have to reinstate him, I'm happy to actually pay a solicitor to get him away. So that's the point. So I'm happy to actually pay a solicitor to get all the arrears, which are quite difficult to actually amount, because It's many. I mean, it's very many. Anyone in the right head, the right mind would actually take the offer of actually leaving, leave us alone. But it's not doing that. So, yeah. And then if I'm forced to reinstate him, which I can only do it in Lincoln, then I need to go through court proceedings to get him out anyway. So, so I'd like to get honest advice, legal advice, and if I need a solicitor, I'm gonna obviously I'm gonna use you guys. Thank you very much for listening, and please call me back to discuss.